Am I too far away or too close?
No.
Can't tell with these fucking mics that creep me out now.
You're fine.
Okay guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Steve. This is my 2002. Is it 2002 or 2001?
One.
Jesus, I don't even know what year it is. Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Steve, and right behind me is my cat, and right over there is my dog. Anyways, this is my 2001 Cat 315 CL. It's been great. I bought it used. I had a couple issues in the beginning with it, but it's been awesome. But up until this point, and I guess I didn't really pay attention to it too much, but since I've been doing this barn project at my house, I'm gonna call it a barn from now on because I think I've decided on, the style that I'm gonna make it. So what I've been doing is listening to this thing bang and clang, and I really haven't paid too much attention to it up until the point where I didn't really want to aggravate my neighbors, and then I started noticing the banging more. So I actually got out, had my son run the machine while I looked at where the banging was coming from, and I noticed it is the bucket curl cylinder. I'll show you now. Sit down. See, my dog is afraid of my cat, so he's gonna stay right there hopefully while I show you. Okay guys, as you can see, this has a lot of play in it. I switched grease I don't know, probably about a year ago. I switched using grease brands, and I'm back to the red and tacky. I did notice on my machines that I've been using red and tacky Lucas grease for many years. I did notice that as soon as I switched brands and was trying different brands, that the wear on certain machines seemed to accelerate a little bit faster than normal. You're always going to get some wear on your machines. Bushings and stuff like that are wear items. That's why they make them, so you can remove them and replace them. The real number one priority why I don't want to let this go any longer is if you wear past the bushing on this machine and you wear into the eyelet of the cylinder rod or into the H-link, then you have to have someone line bore it. Unless you have a line boring machine, which I do not. And around here, I heard through other guys that have had it done that it's about $1,300 per hole. It's about 2 o'clock. I just got home and the cat dealership called me and they said that the parts were in. So until I am done building the barn, I'm stuck working in front of my shed where all my tools are. The reason why I want to do this out here is in case if I need a little heat from the torch. However, I have to position this bucket to where I'm afraid it'll curl or uncurl once I take the cylinder off. So I'm going to put the thumb down. I set up these sawhorses that I usually work with this piece of plywood. I think once I take this bolt out and pull the pin out, I'll lay this H-link down on here the best I can, and then we will have to try to clean everything up. I don't think I'm gonna try to, I might take a little bit now that's dripping from there of grease, but I think I'll take it all apart and then try to do the real good cleaning of dirt and debris and everything. I probably should go run and get some brake cleaner and parts cleaner too, because I don't have any of that on hand. All right, so I went and got some supplies. They didn't have the good brand that I like, the green CRL cans. I think it's CRL. So I just got this cheap CarQuest. I like the other stuff because this stuff here, it just seems like it doesn't work as good, and the can runs out of aerosol, and it doesn't spray as good. And then I just got some cheap shop rags. Yep. If you have a hot pressure washer, you could probably save yourself some money in brake cleaner. I don't have a hot pressure washer, so I'm just gonna keep cleaning it with this. The reason why I want to clean most of it before I take it apart is because it does have a lot of dirt stuck to the grease that got pushed out. So when I pull the pin out, I don't want to drag all that around. I mean, you could, if you want, just clean it off after, but I mean, this works just as good too. Okay, because it's so windy out, I put the wireless mic back on. I think the last time I worked out here in the summer, it was this windy also. I'll be honest with you, I'd be totally okay if we did get a little rain shower here. Get rid of some of this heat and humidity. I do have long sleeves on because I don't like to get this stuff on my skin because it burns. Also, my arms and the back of my neck have been burnt in the sun recently. All right, that's good enough for now. Let me try to take this out. I'm really hoping that this bucket and everything doesn't shift. I don't think it will because of the way that the thumb is stopping it, and the stick cylinder. We're not disconnecting any of that. We're just taking this out. So let's give it a whirl here. Now this pin, I can see on this side of it that somebody has already pounded this through very violently with a hammer. This pin is brand new, and when I changed the bucket, that thumb and the pin was kind of tricky to line up, and I put spacers in here. So I'm hoping that this, when it goes back together, is a little bit easier. I don't know why I said that. I don't need to say that. I think if it gets any hotter out here, I'll have to get my umbrella. My wife got a new umbrella for the patio furniture, and she said I could have the old one. The reason why she got a new one and said I could have the old one is because I burned welding holes in the old one already. Oh, that's loud. Take that off, that can stay there. All right, well the bolt didn't move, so I'm assuming we have pressure on it. See if it'll spin. Okay, it came out pretty easy. I'm just gonna clean the bolt off real quick. And put the nuts back on so we don't lose those in the stone driveway. It'll be a lot nicer once we have the barn built, because then we won't be losing stuff in the stone. But until then, just keep doing it the way we've done it for years. What I'm trying to do is I don't want this to come down and smack anything. So I'm gonna put this block of wood here. I think when it starts to come down, maybe I'll put this block up there. Or I don't know if I can ratchet this block to the top there. I just want to protect this rod. Maybe I'll do this. Although I don't know. We'll just stick the block of wood in there. I don't see this coming down and touching wood. You know, I mean, it's wood. It's soft. So let me get the hammer and knock this out. All right, I got my earring. Fuck, it's so hot. Okay, so I got my hearing protection on. I do have tinnitus. For you young guys, protect your hearing when you're young. So, all right, that's good. I thought I was gonna need a bigger hammer. But usually when things are worn out, I feel like I'm yelling. I might have to get something to pound through this H-link, or a dog bone, sorry. Nope. No. Oh, this setup sucks. Oh, there's my grease gun. Nope. Oh boy. Okay, so that's got no pressure on it. I wonder what has pressure on it. Might just be the oblongness of the pin.
Nothing. Yeah, good. Keep going. Go back to that.
Watch your face.
Didn't account for the wood.
So, there goes one shim. Ooh, I'm breathing heavy. This is a homemade shim.
Yeah, it is.
You can see, because of the torch marks in the center. So, the place I bought this machine off of said they did a bunch of work to it. So, thanks guys, you're great. So, my son discovered there's a little metal plate welded here, and that block seems to be staying there. So we'll leave that just like it is to catch this rod as it comes down. And then, just to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna kind of wrap this a little bit. This is probably stupid, but just go right around in the middle. Okay, that'll keep it from scratching.
Yeah, it's gonna fall this way.
Okay, so this is very heavy. This rod, cylinder rod. Pull that. Oh, it's very heavy. Pull that out. All right, cool. We're not even touching the rod. The eyelet's down there. Seal, the old seal, that's all buggered up. Now, maybe I can wiggle this pin out. Pin's pretty heavy too. When I build my barn, I'm gonna build an overhead crane in case I gotta lift stuff like this. I'm breathing heavy, I'm sure you guys can hear. It is really getting hot out. Yeah, we're loosey-goosey here. I might just let that H-link fall for now. All right, maybe I can balance. Oh, all right. That's a success. We are safely sitting here. Let me clean this all up and then we'll inspect our pin and bushings. The pin, I can tell you right now, looks like crap. Okay, I got most of it clean. Let's look at this pin here. So you see everywhere that's not shiny chrome, it's worn out. So right there, no shiny chrome, that's worn out. That is a wear mark. That is a wear mark. The whole pin is supposed to look shiny and chrome like that. So I've seen worse. This is, trust me, not the worst, but still, that's a pretty good gouge. I bet if we held a straight edge down the side here, there would be all kinds of imperfections. So the H-link doesn't look that bad, to be honest with you. The chamfer is still up here, so it hasn't worn. However, on the inside, right here, there is a indent. There's a groove. I'm not too happy about it. You can tell it's not factory. It's supposed to be flat because it's less here and it's deeper here. It's not uniform. The bushings, they're definitely crap. You can see all those little X's. Those are grease grooves for your grease to move through and get caught through. but over here, it's all smooth and worn off. And same with the other one. And then it gets really bad in the eyelet. So they had told me when I bought this machine that they put new dog bones on it. I believed them. Number one, because the paint was like brand new when I got it and fresh. But also, if you look on the inside, we still have all the paint around here that hasn't worn off the dog bones yet. So the dog bones we're not going to replace because they are in good shape. This bushing here though, they definitely did not replace that bushing. Do you see where all of the metal on the inside grease groove, let me see if I can point to it from over here. Right there in the center is all knurled over. I think that's the word, knurled. But basically peened, knurled, whatever. Worn over. It's all sharp and it's in there. And then the only place on this whole thing you have any grease grooves left is right here. The rest is all smooth and worn out. It's pretty badly worn out. Also, I think the reason for this groove here on the H-link is because of that homemade torch cut washer shim that they made. However, the rest doesn't look too bad except for right there. Looks like somebody hit that with a hammer. Geez, I don't know. That actually is probably not from a hammer. That's probably from where dirt got in there and then this thing turned and kind of like gouged up that metal. That'll happen sometimes if you get stuff stuck in between there. Okay, so this seal I think will pop right out. This one here, I don't know because I tried to do these with the pick. I started with this one first and it was giving me trouble, so I went and got the screwdriver. But you can see there is no Xing right here. And I did notice the cheap brake cleaner tends to, if you have a shiny spot like wear metal, the cheap brake cleaner, how I know it's watered down, second you spray it, it starts to turn like that rust color. So, I mean, at least that's my opinion. Alright, so we'll get those out of there. I want to clean this up. And then we'll set up the press. Okay. This thing weighs a lot. I even was tempted to get a strap around here and hang it from the mini excavator, which I don't know. I gotta see how it works. I'm not sure if it works from this end or that end. However, his mechanic, I do have some bushings in the freezer, but his equipment mechanic, when I was talking to him about this, he said, you don't even need it. The thing has so much power, it just pulls them through. I put them in there because I'm paranoid. So, we'll see what happens. And he also said, you can even with this, it's got the pedal and it's air operated. He said you can even take this and just use the new bushing to press out the old one, especially on a day like today where it's warm out, is what he was saying. Okay, here is the rod that it works with. Now, it looks like this is the bushing that they had on there. It looks like they ran a torch through it. I'm hoping we don't have to do that. He told me I didn't have to do that to cut out the old bushings. I'm not sure if I should try it anyways because it looks like they did. Or if this was an old one they were using just to push in a new one. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But just to give you an idea, that's how big this rod is. And that homemade bushing press that I made, I snapped like 2 of those small little rods. So that's another reason why I didn't want to do my own. And my buddy said, just take mine. So he had even offered me to bring it down, the machine down to his shop and do it there. But I told him I didn't think it was necessary if this machine was, this press was able to fit in the back of the pickup truck and everything. I didn't know what it looked like until I saw it. So once I saw it, I said, well, I think we could tackle this in the driveway and stay out of his guy's way. So, but big thank you to him once again. I do have to change the air fitting on it, so I'm gonna change it over to one of these fittings because his shop has the blue one. So we'll put it back after we're done. Okay, so I just set this thing up, and it's gonna be a change of plan here because I went to ask my buddy's mechanic. I called him, I said, do you have all the spacers and all the cups and stuff to go with this to make this work? And then I gave him some measurements, and he said none of their spacers and cups fit on this, or he can't, he doesn't have them or something. I don't know. And without cups and spacers, I got to come up with a game plan. And I think I'm probably going to end up either welding a bead on the bushings to heat them, or I might torch them out. I'm not sure yet. But now that I don't have the proper cups and spacers, he was telling me that I didn't need to freeze the bearings, but now I'm kind of nervous, so I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to put these in the freezer. My wife's going to be tickled pink. When I say cups, I mean like you have like a pipe that goes here, so you can pull this bushing into the pipe. So the rod goes all the way through here, and then you have different size spacer cups, is what I call them. But basically what it is a pipe that goes around this face, and it allows you, as you pull the bushing out, this bushing goes inside the other one. So what I did was I set that press up, and I was going to do like he said, and I tried to use a new bearing over here and pull it through to here, and then it would push this bearing out, which I've never done it that way before. He said it would work that way, that he's done it a bunch of times. But what happened was this H-link, because that is like I forget how many ton press that is, but it was started putting a flex in this over like that. And I backed it off and said, okay, that's not going to work. I keep a whole bunch of heavy, thick steel around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 or 4, spacers. And then what I'm going to do is I got another piece of that steel. I'll do some more for when we get to that. But I'm going to tack weld them to this face in 4 points here to stop this from pulling through like that. And we'll see if that works. The other thing is he had said that I could just take the new bushing, don't need to freeze it, and just pull it through and it'll push out the old one. I don't know if he's having a bad day or whatever, because when I got this from him, I took this off of his press, and like I said, this is my buddy's mechanic, it's not my buddy. And look at this. He had said, oh, just weld a bead in there. I don't know what was going on with this bushing that they were taking out of somewhere, but they had welded a bead on here quite a few times, and people always say, because I always cut the bushings out with a torch, and they always say, why don't you weld a bead on there? Well, because look it, they welded a bead on there so many times back and forth. I don't know if you can see in the light. And then they got fed up with it not coming, and then they ended up torching it out of there with a torch. So, and then it looks like they cut it also with like a whiz wheel or a grinder, but there is a torch mark halfway down that thing, and there's a burn hole right there from the torch mark. So I don't know what was going on, but there's another bead over there. So we're gonna do it my way. It's getting really windy out. I do have my hose over there in case I gotta put this piece of wood out or whatever catches on fire. There's really no fluids here, so I'm not gonna get a fire extinguisher. Okay, so what I like to do is, first of all, eye protection. What I like to do is I like to wash out a line thin. Don't go to the bottom, you'll nick the eyelet. But if you do it correctly, you should be able to either, woo, she's hot. Let me get my glove on. You should be able to tap it out as it's cooling down. What I like to do is I like to do it once, hit it with the hose, and then rapidly cool it, and then do it again. But you can see where the water is bubbling in the grease port. So I should have had my glove on to begin with. The trick is to try and get it out before it cools down. You kind of want to get it tapping and moving as it's cooling down. What I really want is I want to get it cooled down before the eyelet cooled down. So what I did the first time, I shouldn't be talking right now, but I'm going to do it anyways because you guys know me, was I rapidly cooled the inside with the hose, the garden hose, to cool the bushing down to break the suction, if that's what it's called. You know what I'm saying. And then I reheated it again with the torch, cutting away on the bushing, washing the bushing, to get this to where, see how the eyelet is expand and it's hot? Wow, it's hot. Is it still going?
Yeah, you gotta hit the top corner. Your top left.
I know, but it's hot, even with the glove. Wow, that is hot. Of course, I got the world's smallest. Let me get something bigger. Alright, there she is, and we didn't get anything with the torch. You gotta be good with the torch. If you're not, please don't do this. Alright, so this bushing cooled down a bit. I wanted to show you. See how... Yeah, it's cool. We didn't burn through it. That's actually a grease port that the slag came through it, but we didn't burn through it. If you burn through it, you're basically just trying to lightly wash the metal, thin it. And the heat from that will make this thing, like I said, my process for doing this is wash out the center, like a line down the center, and then hit the top a little bit on either side. And then hit it with the garden hose to get it to cool rapidly. That breaks the seal between this and the eyelet. And then what I do is I hit it again with the heat, wash a little bit more, and that transfers heat to the eyelet, and then should be able to tap it out. But like I said, that's the grease hole. See the grease hole? We got a bunch of molted slag that went through the grease hole, but we didn't go through it, because if you go through it and you nick your eyelet, oh man, I bet you could have some cracking later or something. But like I said, if you're not good with the torch, do not attempt this. You will cost yourself a lot of money, possibly. Now I got to try to do those two without burning that plywood. I don't really see it happening without burning the plywood if I don't soak it with the hose, so I'm going to soak it with the garden hose. All right, because it's like fork tuning on me. I'm gonna take this spacer that I cut in the bandsaw, and I'm gonna put it in here like so. And then this other one I'll put in the front part, if it'll fit. I've got a little burr on the corner. I might have to try to use the press. This glove. I don't want to touch this because it's hot, but I can't. This glove is being awkward. Just get in there. There we go. Good Lord. All right, this one's not working. I'm probably gonna have to cut a little more. Yeah, it's moving now. I don't have a better punch. I just want to make sure we're not hitting that spacer. I really need a better punch. Alright, I got a better punch because that one had a rubber handle, so I need the shock of steel to steel. There we go. Now I know what you're thinking. If I get this to the center of the H-link, what am I going to do if I can't get it out? Well, I'll just torch it down the center and pull it out in pieces. But as long as I get it out of here. Technically it should come out here because that big eyelet up there with the hydraulic cylinder goes in there, and I think it's the same with bushing. I could be wrong. Happens a lot. But not today. Or maybe today.
Try forwards.
There we go. And once again, like I said, ooh, we did cut through a little bit there, but I washed. I hope I didn't get any. Nope, we're good. No gouges. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this last one. You've seen the process. Cut, cool, repeat if needed. And I'm gonna leave these spacers in here, and I'm gonna pound that one that way, because if not, this is acting like a tuning fork, and the noise is killing me, number one. Number two, the spring motion is absorbing the shock of me blowing on it with the hammer, and we need the shock to break it free. So I'll leave these spaces in here. We're probably gonna leave these spaces in here also when it comes time to pull the new bushings in there. And even though my buddy's mechanic said we didn't need to freeze them, I've had them in the freezer, wrapped in paper towels. And she came home from work and I didn't hear anything yet, so obviously she's not in the freezer making anything. All right, so what I'm doing is I got a little bit of oil in here, and I'm going to use the honing device. It's like a wheel hone, brake hone. Just a little bit of oil, nothing crazy. The reason why I want to hone the inside of this is because there could be a little bit of slag that went through the grease tube, like that grease port, and I can feel in some spots right there, it's a little scratch, there's a little scratch. I also probably got a little scratches right here and everything from where I wasn't 100% perfect with the punch. So the only good thing is the sun has gone down, it's about 6 o'clock and the weather's nice and cool. So we're not trying to take a lot of material off, we're trying to deburr. Then you want to just take your hand in there and feel it. So you don't want to take a lot off, okay? All you're trying to do is deburr it. Why? Because if you try to press the new bushing in my experience, the little burr, if there's a burr, breaks off and then it jams the bushing. That's plenty. You don't want to change the tolerances in this at all. So because we don't have with that press all the special cups and everything, what I want to do is I want to find the best bushing out of all of those bushings and I want to clean it up. So the first one I did actually required the least amount of gouging. So I think I want to use this one to press in the new bushings. So I'm going to clean this up, then I'm going to take the sander and I'm going to sand off here so there's no burrs or anything. All right, that should be good enough. I did take a break because I'm at home to have dinner and hang out with my wife, so don't think that this is taking all day like crazy just because the sun went down, because it's not. You could do this if you were set up correctly, total of maybe a few hours. So now what I got to do is adjust this rod. I'm just gonna heat this, not like crazy hot. I'm just gonna get it a little warm. If it was in the winter, I'd have to do like a lot, I think, but. All right.
And where was this?
It was in the freezer. Don't tell.
Look at that. It's cold.
Yep.
You can see how cold it is.
Actually, I don't think I need that yet. I don't want it to touch the metal like right away until I'm ready. I did put a little bit of oil off camera in there. Ay.
You're about to be touching the, you're touching the metal.
All right, as soon as I get the metal touch, I want to step on the pedal.
Oh, look at that.
Watch your eyeballs. I just had to have my youngest son go down in the basement and turn the compressor on. Okay, this is my clean.
So
I gotta go in a little bit just to get the seal in. And it's gotta be even on both sides or that grease fitting won't work. I almost want to put a grease seal in here, but it's gotta be evenly in between this eyelet for the grease seals. All right, let me see if, no, a little more. I think, a little more. Maybe a hair more. Let's try that. Evenly. Nope, tiny bit more. Oh, I think that might be it. Let me check with my calipers. So, almost to there, and then can't fit in here, so it don't matter anyways. Oh, ice cubes. Probably should have set this up with less rod on this end, but oh, you can see the color changing. See the frost going away? That's because I heated this one a little bit more. Let it build up. This one's really wow. We never would have been able to do that by hand. All right, let me let's switch over here now. Feels even all the way around. It went in evenly. This is still warm to the touch. Ooh, yeah. So I'm going to, I gotta retract this more because make sure we get the threads all the way on here with the rod. You don't want to have this like half threaded. There we go. I think that's it.
Do you want me to check with the caliper?
Yeah, check it again with the caliper like you were doing the last time. All right, so Bryson's been checking it with the caliper this way. And then we check it against the seal. Good? Good. Sweet.
Basically exact.
Yep, nice.
Can I check the other side?
Nope, no need. As long as that side fits, we know that side fits. That is the dirt seal. So now for the hard part. Holding that big heavy thing up here to do this one. We could, I don't know if I want to turn the machine on and send this out down to here maybe.
It's not gonna really work. Nice.
Should we get a ratchet strap? I'm just gonna get it a little warm. I'm not trying to turn it red or blue or anything. Just a little beyond beyond outside temperature, you know? I'm not worried about paint. I got new cat paint. My son just went into the house to get the bushing for this one out of the freezer. I had this one separate because it came separate. So I don't know if it's slightly different size or whatever, but I kept it separate than the rest. And we got a ratchet strap through that handle tied to the top of the boom on the bracketry. So this one's been in there the longest, actually. Can you hold that screw from spinning on the other side, please? Mm-hmm. Glove boy. One glove boy. And then when I line this up, because I had to put the pedal up onto the bench so we could have the hose up here, you're going to have to step on that back. Mm-hmm. I think I'm lined up. Step on that pedal, please.
Right?
Yep. All right, I'll do the rest. I'll do the rest because you don't have glasses on.
Good?
Yeah, go get some glasses. You can see the frost run right out right there. This is always the scary part. This pedal stops once it builds up a lot of pressure. And that's it. I've had pieces of metal explode before. I actually had to have surgery on my hand when something I was doing, a piece of metal, I hit it with a hammer and it exploded and fragments of it went everywhere. So safety glasses are a must because this stuff's not gonna tell you when it goes. I'm hoping these are the same size, and they are. So that's good. Can you push that rod through a little?
Your way?
Yeah, you're gonna have to screw. I mean, will it come in anymore?
Yeah, I can.
All right, push it in as much as you can. Okay, cool. All right. So the reason why we decided to use the ratchet strap is because this thing itself here, without the screw, what do you think it weighs, Bryson? 60, 70 pounds?
Probably close to 70 pounds, I'd say. It's real heavy.
I mean, I'm a strong guy, but trying to line all this stuff up and hold that, you know what I mean?
It wasn't bad when it was on the table. Yep, I'm putting my glasses on. All right, eyes.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
We in?
Yeah, go. All right.
Want to test that?
Yeah, I don't want to go past it because how do we get it out? I have to reverse all of this.
Yeah.
I think we're even, man. That feels perfectly even on both sides.
That's good. Let me just check it, and then I'll check the hold right there. I can check.
I'm pretty happy we're gonna get this done tonight.
I hope so. It's like 8:30 right now. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Well, it's nicer to do this when it's not so hot out.
It is. Dead nuts, same as the last one. Look at that.
Perfect.
Yep.
So you got to make sure that you put the seal in the right way. This metal is facing outward. There's a taper in here, and if you put it the opposite way, then this taper is going to get pressure behind it, and it's not going to let dirty grease push out. So when I was at the cat place and everything, looking at the diagram, I also double checked. This is what you want outward. Okay, so we're dead in the water here. I gotta go to cat tomorrow. Before I got this light turned on out here, I was tapping this in the dark, and I hit it the wrong way, and I wrecked the seal. You can see I mushroomed out the end. So this thing is junk. It'll never ever fit back in there. She said she gave me an extra one, but I just looked in all the boxes. There is not an extra one. So, till tomorrow. Okay, today is Friday. We were working on this in the last scene on Wednesday. It has been 2 days of me just trying to get work and jobs done that I needed to do, and I was using the Mini and the skid steer. So I'm back on this now. I got done around 3 o'clock, and I shot to cat, and I got another seal because I mangled that seal the other night when I was just being, I don't know, just being stupid and impatient, and I was trying to beat the daylight, and the daylight beat me. Either way, moving on now. I got the seals put in here. I had to move the machine out back here, where where the barn is being built. I had to get it out of the driveway so I could get the other truck and machines, to go to work. So as I was tracking out here, I just was paranoid. Those are tapped in, pressed in. I was kind of worried, if I was tracking from, down the road to get back here. I didn't want them to have a chance of, once again being paranoid. So I put some tape, electrical tape in there. And then it started to rain out, so I took my finger and I covered them with motor oil, because I didn't, even though we're gonna pump them full of grease, it was a torrential downpour this afternoon, and I did not want that bushing to get any rust on it. So I did, when I was running my finger in there, I did notice, I don't know if you can see it, this grease seal right here, the rubber is ripped. Now, I don't know if I did that installing it. There's no dent mark from a hammer or anything on the metal part. But what I'm gonna do is, I got extra, so I'm gonna take that out and tap in a new one. And, cause that rubber is ripped there, so why start with the bad? There's no sense in having this all apart and letting that slide. So, why do I feel like this is just a bad idea? Like I should just let it go. I can't let it go because, yeah, it's got a gouge missing in it. We can't let this go. I'm gonna need a hammer or something. Yeah, this thing is really in there. Actually, that wasn't that bad. So here's the one from Wednesday night. I really kind of lost my cool with this thing, huh? That's what happens when it's really hot, muggy out, and you're tired and lose your patience. So that was that one. And here's what the new one is supposed to look like. You won't see it on the camera, but the way the rubber in there is facing allows the grease to blow out past it, the old dirty grease. But here's the thing, I gotta get this in here without having a repeat of Wednesday night because they are closed right now. I think what's happening here is this face is worn a little. So that's why that's sticking out a hair. So the bushing, try to imagine the bushing is its correct thickness. But this face is worn out. I think this eyelet with those washers that they had, the steel washer was probably on this side and it wore out. So that's what's happening there. You can almost see it. This side is up top is thicker than this side. So that seal is all the way in against the bushing. So these are the shims that I got from Caterpillar, and they are made of neoprene. And what they do is they will form fit to fix that groove. I kind of wish the bozo who I bought this machine off of, who was a dealer, used dealer, kind of wish he was smart enough to know that if you're gonna make a ring or a washer, make it the same diameter, or even I'd be okay if you made it a little bigger. Like if it stuck out to like here, I'd be okay with that, you know, if it was like sticking up past it, you know, like bigger, no problem. But shorter, look at, that's where that wear groove is, right in there. So you just mess up the face of anything when you do that. So you should always be the exact size or a little bit bigger, and you'll have no problem. Your face will wear evenly. And then once you get grease on these things, boy, they really slide. They're really nice. And the tabs to hold them, just like that. I think Bryson's gonna have to jump in this machine, and we're gonna have to take this stick and this bucket back. Now that I got the, I think you gotta come back so I can get this back, I think. So I've been getting gloves off of Amazon that are nice versus the gloves from the auto parts store down the street. The ones down the street, I don't know what mill, they only sell a certain thickness. And no, get rid of those.
No?
Get rid of those gloves because they have dirt on. They're dirt.
Oh, right.
I don't want dirt because it gets in.
You want rubber gloves?
They're on the track. Ah. Come on. This thing is so heavy. So I got this WD-40, which is it is the dead of summer.
It's July what? 15th, 16th right
15th.
15th, I think.
And here on the Cape, the when we say the dead of summer, we mean like work slows down for everyone because it's tourist season. So now is the perfect time to do this. I gotta take this out. Take this out.
You're going to try to lift this up with the dog one?
Yeah, you don't have dirt on your fingers, do you?
No, just...
All right. Because I don't want dirt on that pin because that's...
Nope, just grease from the pin.
Okay. All right. So, put this shim in there. Okay. Started through there. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear the backup alarm, but my neighbor's truck is backing in. So somebody had asked me on comments yesterday, they said, how are you able to do what you're doing here in a residential area? Well, because the entire neighborhood is contractors, number one. And number two, the zoning here is kind of mixed use. That doesn't mean that I don't have rules, there's certain machines that can't be here. I can't screen material here. I can't crush material here. I had to sell my screener when the town was upset about that. And there's just rules you gotta follow. So, all right. Pick the thumb up.
Pick the thumb up?
Yeah, pick the thumb up. Just get it out of the way. There you go. Now what I'm thinking is lift the stick up. Just, yeah, boom, whatever. Boom up. Okay, stop. Now, pull in towards you. Pull in a little. All right, stop. Go that way.
I have to lift.
It's fine. All right, stop. That should be good enough. All right, so I'm gonna need you to curl. What? Yeah, curl in.
All right, ready?
I want to line this up first.
Yep.
All right, go. Stop. Back up a little. All right, stop. I think what we're gonna have to do. Damn, that thing is heavy. We gotta try to get the shim in here. But what I'm thinking with the bucket off the ground, if I need to move this up or down or whatever, you can just step on the tooth.
Will that work though, ready?
Whoa, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Or push on the back. See?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the plan. These shims are gonna be a nightmare, but they have to go in. Otherwise, there's too much play. All right, try to put the pin in first.
Ready?
Yeah. No, step on the bucket.
Step on it. All right, ready.
All right, okay, try to push it in now. Okay, we got that started.
Is it in?
Yeah.
I didn't get it in at all. I didn't move it all from you. So what's holding it?
Okay, so that's the line up. It's lined up now. Okay? So maybe if we put the machine bucket on the ground now to stop it from moving. But I don't think that'll work either.
I'd rather have it movable than to get in there.
Maybe we don't shim the outside, we just shim in between here. No, I'm not saying like that's not the way to do it. I'm saying maybe that's what we just do. Because these dog bones are new. That face is good. The face problem is in here and there. But that doesn't matter anyways. You hear me out. Because this H-link is what it is. Taking a shim out there doesn't change a thing. I got an idea though. See the hammer?
Yeah.
Just wrap the hammer so we don't mess up the seal.
Okay.
I'll wrap the hammer in this and then use the hammer.
Trying to knock the pin back.
Yeah, step on the bucket a little. Okay, stop, let go. Gotcha. So the hammer will hold that, kinda. But without ripping the seal. I wonder if the eyelet is twisted. Too much, you know what I mean?
I feel like if it was twisted too much, it wouldn't go in between the edges.
It's definitely twisted a little. Don't know how to untwist it.
Can you put the hammer through the eyelet and turn it?
Yeah, but I'd have to take it out of the hole. Hold on, let me think about this for a second. This is normally the part where I get angry and destroy something. I think I got it. It's just a matter of...
You need the hammer back in?
No. No. Okay.
You need to get the pin through?
You're gonna have to step on the bucket a little as you're pushing on the pin.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Alright, ready?
Yeah, go. There we go. Sweet. All right, take a breather. I gotta answer the phone.
Yep.
Thin enough shims. I thought I had thin shims. They just give you these neoprene. I'd rather have these neoprene or whatever they are shims. It's so muggy out, I can't even put these rubber gloves on. My forehead's already dripping. It's gonna be a great July and August. This thing is twisted. I don't want to put a pipe wrench on it, but I feel like if I could untwist it here, I'd have a lot better luck. Or if we just pound it in and then back it out after.
Sun's about to be in this camera, so I'm gonna move.
Oh, you stupid mother effer. Paper towel.
You need paper towel?
No, it's stuck in there. That's what's jamming it up. My dumb ass left the paper towel in there.
You know what the problem is? My hand's taking all the shock and it's barely hitting the pin.
Get out of the way. Oh, I didn't think this was gonna fit, but it's starting to. It's at the top where it's...
Is it fitting or is it just getting bent in the hole?
No, it's fitting. I think it's going. Oh dear Lord, thank you. Whew. Oh. Because I did not want to go get little metal ones. I wonder if, when we first started using that press, remember? If it pulled it in a little too tight. What if I put something in here?
Or like a screw jack?
I don't have a screw jack. I was thinking take the floor jack up on its side here and put it in between here. Just to get the tension off enough, take the spring out of it, and then push the shim in. Because this thing went almost all the way. All right. I highly doubt that this is gonna work. I need another metal thing. Probably not that block of wood.
What about the head of this?
Head of the hammer? Yeah, I guess.
Maybe the smaller hammer? Yeah.
Stick it on that side. Pump, 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 pump. Okay. Not okay. Grab that. Up top. Right under there.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it in good?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to take pressure off of it. Nope. I'll put it back on the ground and step on it. I mean, that's it. That's all she wrote. I feel like
You want to get the tape measure? See if
it definitely took some pressure off. Look.
Yeah.
But the problem is oh, it definitely went in some. Almost. Oh, I got it. I got it. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, I can see a little bit.
Good enough?
You're so close. Not really.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go down. How about right there?
Yeah, that's...
Boom. Do me a favor, though. Start the machine up, just lift the bucket off the ground and take pressure off. Right about there, that's fine. Just as long as it's off the ground. Little WD-40 gel lube. And let me know, you watch the other side, because when I get there, I still got to put this other last shim in and that H link.
Stop.
What's on there? Oh, that's plastic from the handle of the hammer. Okay. Maybe. No problem. Okay.
Ready?
Yep. We there? All right. Oh, I doubt it. All right, you're gonna have to start it up and rotate it.
All right.
I had to do this when I changed the bucket, but the bucket was worse.
All right, we just go up and curl back and forth.
Yeah, go. I gotta see which way it's gonna go first. That's good, right there, stop. I can't see because of the sun. All right, start going. We'll see which way it goes. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop.
Is it hitting the other bolt hole enough?
Well, it might not be perfect.
Oh.
A lot of guys will stick this bolt out with this stick in here. I like to stick it over here on the inside, protected behind this H-link. Usually just go until the whole thing starts to spin, because you're gonna put a jam nut on it anyways. So it don't really matter. Get it started by hand first though. And that's it. I'm okay with it spinning in there. Like I said, you just want to jam nut it. That's why they give you 2. All right, it's coming out of there, coming out of there. And coming out of there, coming out of there. And then center eyelet. And now it just came out of there, so.
On the bottom.
In the bottom? That's awesome. All right, fire it up, my boy, and move it around. We'll see if we get any squeaks. Nice and tight. All right. Now for the fun part, I gotta put all this away and clean up the mess. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for this project. It was a total success. I'm sure some of the seasoned equipment mechanics were cringing the whole time, but either way, if you stayed till this point, you found it entertaining. So if you could, do me a huge favor and give me a like and a subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.